greensandmachines.com.
Welcome back to the Vineyard. As you can see, the vines have gone into dormancy over the cold, wet winter. Today we will be removing this bird netting and pruning the branches. Basically, the pruning will look like last year's video, so you can check that by watching the video mentioned in the top right corner. Otherwise, let's take a quick recap of the vineyard from last year's harvest. Last year was the biggest harvest of the vineyard, harvesting over 8 pounds of grapes. Most of them were white grapes that came from one plant. I took all the grapes and made a combined varietal estate blend. The yield was slightly more than 1 bottle of wine, and the wine didn't taste that bad at all relative to the previous years. Ooh, kind of acidic. Kind of like went straight to the back of my throat on that sip. Yeah, the other years it did not taste nearly as much like wine, but this is actually pretty okay. One thing about growing grapes in 5-gallon buckets this long, they do start to get large. I would argue you need to transplant these vines into half wine barrels once they are about 4 years old. That's a discussion to have when I have a more permanent home for these. But in the meantime, the grapes are pruned. You can see I removed a lot of wood from these vines. This would make for many cuttings if I were to put in the time to propagate all of them, but I won't be doing that this year. If you want to learn more about propagating grapes from cuttings, check the card in the top right. And one more thing, this bird netting is tangled beyond belief. I'll be acquiring some new bird netting for this year. To see more about installing it to prevent birds from eating your grapes, check out this video here.